Hi guys, and welcome back to part 4 of my Pleasantview tour. We are here with the Burb family, first of all, which consists of John and Jennifer Burb from the start of the game, along with their two daughters, Zoe and April, and their dog, Millie. So first of all, I'll give you a tour of the house. So this is, again, a mod The Sims house. I'm pretty sure it's pretty nice, pretty big, and I've just decorated it to my own style. There was flowers out here, but they all they all died. So first of all, let's give a tour. First of all, I kind of went for more like quite bright colours in this house, especially like here, like reds and oranges. I quite like it. So you come in here and it's like the hallway with like an open kind of living room situation. You have a computer here, which they use all the time. This is kind of like where they put all their homework. For some reason, my Sims like to put the homework here in this house. You got the kitchen and dining room, which I say probably isn't my favourite. I don't particularly like this flooring, but I've never changed it, so I've just kind of kept with it. You got the back garden. You got weeds everywhere, of course. Garage doesn't really get used, but it's nice to have. And then the upstairs, basic hallway, like all my other houses. This is John and Jennifer's room. I quite like this room. It's quite like bright compared to like the other rooms in the house. Like some of them are like got reds and stuff like that, but this is nice and bright. Dog bed, which doesn't actually ever get used. The dog literally never sleeps up here. And then we have a bathroom, which this was actually a nursery. This was an actual bedroom, and I used that as a nursery for all their kids. But now they're no longer having any more kids, and some of the other kids moved out. I turned it into a bathroom. It's quite nice, quite simple. Another bathroom here, which is actually an ensuite, which leads on to this bedroom. This bedroom has been Lucy's bedroom, has been Jake's bedroom, um, and who else? And Parker's bedroom. So there's actually been three Sims bedroom at one point in time, and every time I've redecorated it, but this time it's just empty because no one else is living here. There's no need to renovate it anymore. This is youngest daughter's room. Again, this is renovated so many times for all the different kids. I just realised her bed's like out. Oh well. But yeah, that's really cute. Quite girly. And then you have their current eldest's room. I really like this room. It's really nice. But yeah, that's the house. Okay, so we're getting to the Sims now. So obviously, John and Jennifer, they're in the Sim bin at the start of the game. Jennifer is related to Daniel Pleasant, younger sister. And they come with one daughter, which is Lucy. Lucy right here. She's off. We'll go see her very soon. But she's got her own family now. You got Jake, which I've already talked about. He's got the daughter with uh, Caitlin Goth. And then they have a son, Parker, which is currently in university. And then you got Zoe and April. So they have quite a lot of children. Um, obviously, I think yeah, he's a family Sims. Obviously, he's always wanted more kids, and I just played them as quite like a typical wholesome family, really. I didn't really. There's not really a lot of drama. I know a lot of people like to have John kind of cheat, but in my game, he never rolled anything like that. So I kind of just kept it as like a really happy, lucky go family. He hasn't really gone anywhere with his career there. I kind of like it's kind of like opposite. Kind of like Jennifer's been the one to excel in her career, and John's kind of been mellow and happy where he's at. He's actually, I think he's a high school teacher, and he's been like this for ages. Like I would say, in terms of real life, I would say probably like good 20 years. He's been like a high school teacher, and he's not wanted to progress, not wanted to do any skills, not auto done skills. Like he's just very content with where he's at. Whereas Jennifer, she really wants to get up there. Like she wants to reach the top of her business career. She's currently level 9. She's CEO and she wants to gain skills. So I'm sure in the next like few days she will end up having the skills necessary to max out her career. Like she I mean she's like a family sim kind of, obviously not technically, but she's also very much big into her career, and provide for her family. Like this is basically like the house that they've got is pretty much thanks to Jennifer. Before this, they lived in one of the starting houses that I tend to put them in, but this is all thanks to Jennifer. Really, she's been the breadwinner for the family. Um, so not much like to say about this family, really. Not much has happened to them, like drama-wise. Jennifer did have two miscarriages throughout her life. She had a miscarriage after having her third child, which would be Parker. She got pregnant pretty soon after Parker and got a miscarriage. And then she had Zoe, and I'd say like a few days after having Zoe, she fell pregnant again. And she had a miscarriage once again. So she's had some issues, but she still managed to have 5 kids. Um, I was really concerned that she would have another miscarriage with April just because of her age, and also like her needs were quite low quite a lot of the time, and it had like a little pop up saying that like be careful. But it went well. But yeah, she's done having kids now. She only has, I think, yeah, she has a day left until she's an elder. So all done with kids now for Jennifer. But yeah, pretty simple kind of family really. Nothing much to say. John has just aged up to an elder a few days ago. Interesting hair choice. This wasn't the hair I had on him originally, but since I last played this household, I've redone all my defaults to new and updated defaults, and obviously the hair that I used is no longer in my game, so they gave him this hair instead. It's not too bad. Probably not the hair I want to give him. Probably when I get round to actually playing this household for this round, I probably will change it. But it's fine for now. We'll move on to Zoe, who is the oldest in this of their daughters still living here. This is Zoe. I kind of went for more like a gothic theme for her, only because when she was a child, when she aged up to a child, she aged up into black clothing, and then when she aged up to a teen, she also aged up to black clothing. So I kind of just went with it. It kind of was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna kind of make her like more gothic. So this is what she's wearing. It's quite cute. Uh, all custom content, I think. Her hair was slightly different. It was still kind of like this length, but it was a slightly different kind of shape. But obviously, I've redone all my defaults, so but it's cute. She got like the dark lipstick. She's fortune knowledge sim. I don't think she's had any romances. No, she hasn't had a first kiss. She's like halfway, but I haven't really done too much with her. Obviously, she's going to be going to uni. She wants to go into private school, but I don't think any of the kids have ever gone to private school. They've kind of just stuck with the public school. Um, yeah, I don't think. Oh, she is bisexual. I'm just looking at my spreadsheet just now. She is bisexual, so that gives some more options for romance, which I like. I kind of want more bisexual sims, just because then it's a lot more easier to like get with people. Because if it's like if they're gay or if like they only like if they're straight, it's kind of more limited. I find. But if it's bisexual, I think it's go with anybody. Yeah, she's an A student. Knowledge. I mean, it's quite good. She hasn't got a lot of skills. Like that's quite poor skills, but she'll work on it. She's still quite young. But yeah, that's Zoe. And then we move on to April. April, just a child, so not much going on for her. She is actually going to be a romance sim, unfortunately. But I think this is the only romance sim they've had. I don't think any of the other kids are romance sims. So, one's fine. It's better than, um, Dina with her 3 romance sims kids. So yeah, she's gonna be romance sim. Not much to her. I don't know what she's gonna be. She's quite young still. I could see her possibly like living here and like taking over the house potentially. Obviously because they're getting on a bit. So by the time she becomes an adult, John will probably be nearly dead, and Jennifer won't be far behind. So I could see her maybe staying staying at home instead of going to college and kind of maybe having like part-time careers and then being like gifted the house as like a in the will and possibly like struggle to keep it going. I don't know. Haven't really got much of a storyline for her just yet. But yeah, she's cute. I think she's the only one that has the brown hair. Or I think Lucy might have brown hair. I can't remember. Yeah, Lucy has brown hair, but the other kids have black hair. And I really wanted like another brown haired sim, so it's kind of cool. Like the oldest child had brown hair, and the youngest child had brown hair. And last but not least, we have Millie. Millie's one of the only other pets they have in Pleasantview, along with obviously Lemon the cat. Millie's also getting on in age. We've had her quite a while, but she's a cute dog. Doesn't really do much. Tends to sleep outside. I do find, even though there is a bed upstairs. Yeah, like, and I can get to her. I have tested it out, just so I did make sure like she can get to it. But she always likes to sleep around here. But yeah, cute dog, quite simple. I think I think it was Lucy who rolled the want to have a dog, and I kind of just went with it. I don't really tend to fulfill those wants for most of our families, just because, like I said before, like I find pets in Sims 2 to not be as like um kind of independent as like they are in The Sims 3 and Sims 4. In The Sims 3 and The Sims 4, you can kind of like leave them to their own devices more than you can in Sims 2. So I don't have a lot of my families. Like even like before I done rotational play, a lot of my like legacy Sims, I hardly ever had pets just because I just find them to be more hard work than anything else. But yeah, but this is one of the Bird family households. I'm going to go over to Lucy next and her family. So I'll see you over there. So here we are in Lucy's household. Now she lives in a small apartment. They are actually going to be moving into a townhouse. It's like a 3 or 4 bedroom townhouse, but I haven't actually renovated it just yet. And they're going to be moving in probably at the end of this current round. But I'll show you their small apartment that Lucy got when she moved out. So downstairs, you come through big empty kind of area. I haven't really done anything with this. I think it's really needed. You come up into the hallway and you come into like an open living room, dining room area. It's a very simple, never really done much to it. It's just a small little apartment. Small kitchen, didn't actually touch this at all. You got patio, small bathroom, you got Lucy's room, and then you've got the kids' room, which is quite bare bones. And as you can see, they're sharing a room right now, and that's the reason why they are going to be moving out. So not much to this apartment. It was kind of just like a temporary kind of thing when Lucy moved out. She moved out pretty quickly after she aged up. So it was always just like a temporary stop until we actually get them into an actual nice home, which I am looking forward to building them. Or decorating, should I say, their townhouse, which I have downloaded. I think it is just across the street. If we can take a peek, yeah, it's these ones right here. They're going to be living in this middle one right here that has 4 bedrooms. Yeah, it looks quite nice. But yeah. So with Lucy, obviously Lucy is the oldest of the Burb children. She is pre-made when you load up Pleasantview. So this is Lucy right now. Very, very pretty sim. And she's a family sim. She doesn't currently have a job, and that's because so basically when she was a teenager, she rolled the want to get into, I think it was business. I think it was business. Yeah, I think she wanted to go into business. So I gave her that job, and so I kind of saw it as instead of going to uni, she just wanted to kind of have a head start in like the business career. So when she aged up, she didn't go to uni. She just kept on going with her career, and they obviously offered her a higher position. Um, I think she started out at like level 4, so she was, she started out at a good level, just like you would if you went to university, and that's because she worked there as a teenager. Um, and I think she got to level 6, but then she got fired. It was a chance card. I'd done the randomizer, and the one I selected fired her. So she currently doesn't have a job. She hasn't rolled any wants to have a job. She's just been rolling wants to have babies. Obviously, she's got another lock in to have another baby. I don't think she's pregnant. No, she's not. Okay. She has just had her second child, but they already want another one. Um, but yeah, so she did have a good career for her going, but that kind of all went down the toilet. Luckily, her husband has a good career, so until she rolls and wants to have a new career, then I will just leave her unemployed. Um, yeah, she wants to graduate 3 children, so in my mind, she wants 3 kids. So probably after this one, she probably won't have any more. Might change my mind about that. But yeah, so she's still quite young. I mean, she's only been like 19 days since she aged up, but yeah, a lot's happened already. She has a lot of savings, obviously, to 30,000, but this is mainly because of her husband. Her husband is quite high in his career. So let's talk about the husband. Ignore the hair. This is not the hair I had on him. Same with their daughter. This is obviously a hair that I did not replace when I deleted my old defaults and made new ones. So ignore this, but I don't want to go into Gusty right now because my game is being really glitchy and sensitive about crashing, so I'm just kind of keeping everything to like pause and minimum until I at least get this recording done with. But this is Michael. He is a townie. He comes with the game. And he is actually, yeah, he's level 7. Now, he was actually level 9, but he got demoted last round. Thankfully, he didn't get fired, but he did get demoted all the way to level 6, and then he just got up to level 7 at the end of the last round. But as a scientist, in my mind, similar to in the Lotharia household with Ivy Cooper, that she went off to college. In my mind, similar to this, like him and Lucy didn't kind of rekindle their relationship when they were teenagers until a little bit later on, and that's because in my mind he was at university doing his biology degree, and then when he came back they got their romance going again and they got married. Lucy did have 2 relationships when she was a teenager. Let me see if I can find the other one. Yeah, the other one was Jess, another townie. So when she was a teenager, she was actually playing the field a bit, and she was dating both of them. And then when she became an adult, she did go on a date with both of them, but she didn't have any kind of crush or anything like that with Jess anymore. But she did with Michael. So in my mind, she kind of made her mind up. As a teenager, she was kind of like playing between both of them. But once she became an adult, she made her mind up and she went with Michael. So eventually they got married and they've obviously started having kids now and they're ready to move on into their townhouse and kind of get on with their lives more. This is kind of like, you know what I mean, like a small apartment you get when you're in your like late teens, early 20s. But she wants to make a family home for herself now. Um, but yeah, so not much of Michael. He is a knowledge sim and a scientist. Their oldest daughter is Abby. Again, ignore the hair. That is definitely not the hair that she had on, but I will have to default replace the hair. I don't know. I swear I've done them all, but obviously I forgot a few of them. She is going to be, if I have a look on the tracker, she's going to be a knowledge sim like her dad. So very much focused on school and then on her career and stuff like that potentially. But yeah, she's really cute. I did have a look what she's gonna look like when she's older, and she is very, very pretty. Like she looks just like Lucy. And then you have Brandon, who is newborn. So I don't know what he's going to be just yet. He was literally born, I think, at the end of the last round, like within the last few hours. But he's got more fairer skin. He's got more like Lucy's skin tone, and he's got Lucy's brown hair, whereas Abby has like her dad's skin tone and her dad's hair. So I like that, like kind of like a nice mix. And then obviously they're gonna have their third child potentially, like they've got it locked in, so I'm sure it'll happen next round. But I think after that would be it. So that's it for them. I am going to quickly go over to Jake, who's the other kid. There's not much to him, just because I haven't really actually played him. I've kind of just been skipping his days until um, he adopts his child back. But I will quickly go over to him, so I'll see you over there. Right, so now we're in Jake's household. I ain't going to actually show the apartment just because it's literally completely empty. Um, these are some apartments that I got from Mod The Sims, but at the moment I'm not actually playing as Jake. I'm just kind of skipping his round. I just kind of come into him at the end of the round and I just add 4 days to his lifespan. Just because I haven't really got much to do with him. Obviously, he has his daughter that he's going to kind of move in with him eventually. So in a round or two, I will be playing with him, but for now, he's kind of just somebody that I kind of just let age in the distance. And obviously, if I do continue to play this Pleasantview for long periods of time, eventually, like more households will be like that, just because I'm playing physically every single body in the neighborhood will be like so long and tedious. So Sims like this will become norm for me going forward. But eventually, I will be adding him back to like an actual play state. But this is Jake right here. Oh God, I really can't. Hang on, here we go. Here we go. This is Jake. I think his hair has changed a little bit, I think, from the defaults, but it's still a nice hair. I quite like that. Mr. J, quite simple. He's a fortune sim. He does have a career, I think. Yeah, he's in the music career. So when I do start to get to play with him, he will actually start getting promotions, stuff like that. But yeah, I thought I'll just come over here just very quickly and just introduce him. But there's not much to him. I haven't really played. Obviously, he's with the Caitlin. I don't think he's had anybody else. He wants to get married, which I locked in. I feel like, you know what I mean, he does want that family eventually one day, and he probably does want to have it with Caitlin because he probably is in love with her, and but obviously she is a romance sim and she is basically the female Don Lothario, so he probably will get his heart broken. But yeah, I quickly just popped over here to say so you can see him. And then next up, which will be the final household for this part, just because my game is struggling to keep running. I've crashed about 5 times just recording this part. Will be Alexander Goth. So I will see you over there. Here we are in Alexander's house. Again, this is a Mod The Sims house, which I've just kind of renovated. Obviously, this is quite a large house, but obviously he has that Goth fortune. So this is what he used with his inheritance to buy this house. Beforehand, he lived in a kind of smaller house. I say smaller, it was still like 3 bedroom, but when he got out of college, he lived there. But they have recently just bought this kind of mini mansion, I'll say. But let's have a look at the inside. So you walk in here, you got the entryway with an open plan living room. It's quite big. I still don't know what to do. Big rooms like this, I really like struggle to decorate because it's just so much space and it's just all empty. But I'll try to kind of fill it out for now. It's not perfect, but you know it will do. Got the stairs, which I kind of want to change because I think they stand out, but they'll do for now. Simple dining room. Again, I don't know what to do with this house. Like I like the house and the layout, but at the same time, it's just awkward and too big. I got the kitchen. I do like the kitchen. It's quite unique. I quite like the kitchen. And then you have an office. This is Alexander's office. That won't really get used anymore just because of his career change. But there we go. Then we have a downstairs bathroom. You go upstairs. You have the nursery. This is a new bedroom that I've just constructed in the last round. Beforehand, this was just a big open hallway. But yeah, this is for their newborn that was just born, so I haven't really decorated. This is Alexander's room. Their ensuite, which I think came like this. I don't think I actually touched this. Then you have another bathroom. This is a kind of just a generic bathroom. You've got another nursery because they have a lot of kids. And then you have the twins room, twins girls room. I do like this room. This is probably my favorite room in the house. Decorated for them. And you do have an upstairs, but this is, oh, maybe you don't. Hang on. Yeah, we do. Yeah, but this won't get used. Eventually, I think when the girls get older, that I could see them potentially, like, I could build a room here, and like the girls could live up here in two different rooms. And especially if they end up having more children, which she does want. Oh, she did, but very old. I could see them probably having another one because they are like a big family. But let's get into the Sims. So obviously you got Alexander Goth. He looks different than he usually does because I've got the genetically correct face, which makes him a lot more handsome, which I quite like. I just had to quickly change his hair because my defaults once again changed him, and he had like this old hat on, which made him look like he was like 70. So I managed to get into Gusty up without crashing, thankfully. But this Alexander, obviously he moved out with his dad to Dina's condo. Um, and when he was a teenager, he met Jordan. Jordan, I can't remember her last name. She is a townie. I can't remember her last name. It's not coming to me, but yeah, he met her. He also met Andrea as well. They both kind of were like potential romance for him, but in the end, he chose Jordan, and they both went off to college together. And because obviously he's rich, he didn't live in a dorm. He actually lived in a private house. It was like a three-bedroom house he lived out in his uni. And then they came back to Pleasantview, and he actually wanted to become a writer. He rather wants to write novels. He still does now, um, but he has recently just changed his career. But he did want to become a best-selling author, and it took a while. He wrote about 3 or 4 books until then, and since then, I think he's wrote 3 best-selling novels. I think 2 or 3. But then one day, he randomly rolled the want to join the education career. So he has recently. It did take him a while to find it, but he has just recently become an elementary school teacher. And since then, he he didn't want to write any more books. He has just rolled wants to write books, so maybe he will start getting back into it. But as soon as he started to roll the want to get a new job, he stopped wanting to do his book career. So I'm guessing that was more. It was opposite to what Lilith is. Like Lilith had a career and then she wanted to quit that and become a writer, whereas Alexander kind of wanted to become a writer and then became successful and then decided he wanted a career. Um, and he's rich, so he could afford to do that. He didn't need to join a career as soon as he graduated college. And then we have Jordan is a lieutenant. I think it's like a third or fourth sim in his career. Quite a popular career in my town. But yeah, she's just a townie. But I quite like her. She's got very unique features, so I'm sure the kids will age up to become quite interesting characters. But yeah, she's an awful career. She's a family sim, so both of them together, they just want loads of kids. She wants to. She actually wants to become a captain hero. I can't remember what his one is. He wants to have 6 grandchildren, so yeah, he probably will end up having 6 grandchildren, considering he has 4 kids and probably a fifth one at some point. Yeah, I know I'm gonna regret that, but anyway. But yeah, they live in this nice house. They have good careers, a lot of savings, obviously. So it's just another one of those wholesome families. I don't want all my families to have drama and like, you know what I mean, like different boyfriends and girlfriends and cheating. Like sometimes I just like to play wholesome families, and I think Alexander's one of them. It could change in the future, but for now, it's just a typical kind of household. But we move on to their daughters. So they have twin daughters, Chloe and Penny. Now, when they first started trying for a baby, they would not get pregnant. Like, I had them try about 5 or 6 times before they were finally successful. So I was actually considering them just adopting a bunch of kids. But soon as they did get pregnant, they haven't struggled to get pregnant since. So obviously their fertility got fixed or something. But this is their twin daughter. This is Chloe. They are going to be. So Chloe's fortune and Penny is going to be family. So they actually have different zodiac signs. So this is Penny. They're still quite young. So not I don't know what they're going to be, but she's pretty. I'm trying to see if she. I don't think she has much of her mum's features, which is a good thing. That mouth. could cause problems. But Penny, on the other hand, is going to look like her mom. Oh, bad timing. But yeah, she definitely has her mom's features. But hopefully, because her mom doesn't look too bad looking, but that mouth is quite a feature. But yeah, not much to them. Uh, they're still quite young. I don't know what I'm going to do to them yet. They're sisters. They're quite close. And then we have Owen. Owen's about to become a child, and I think he's going to be family sim too. So far we have 4 family sims in this one household. So I think Alexander's going to get his 6 grandchildren wish. But yeah, I don't know what he's going to look like. He looks like, to me, like he's going to look just like Alexander. Like the features look just like Alexander to me. And then we have their new child, Andrew. So Andrew is newest household member. Came about the last round. I think he's about to age up to a toddler. I think if I play in the next round, I think like within the first day he'll be aging up to a toddler. But yeah, not much to him, obviously. Just a baby. And then I did forget that we actually do have another pet in the town. This is Mr. Whiskers. I actually named this cat after a cat I had in my Sims 4 save. In one of my Sims 4 saves, like a year or two ago, I had a cat that was part of the adoption drive thing that came with the 4 rent pack, and this random cat was just called Mr. Mayor Whiskers, and he came up to my sim, and all the other sims were like laughing at the cat. So I felt really bad, so I adopted it, and like it became like a quite memorable pet for me in terms of like the Sims. So when he rolled to want to get a cat, he I called it Mr. Whiskers after the Mr. Mayor Whiskers from my Sims 4. But very cute cat. I love this pattern of a cat. Love this pattern. But yeah, not much to the cat. Obviously, halfway through its oldest adult stage, very close to Alexander. Like Alexander interacts with that cat all the time. Like if I'm not having him do anything, like interacting with his family or taking care of his needs, he is literally playing with that cat all the time. um, but yeah, but not much to it. Wholesome family, not much drama. You know, obviously the Burbs and the Goths are next to each other, so I have like 2 households where it's just 3 households really, because you got Lucy's as well, where it's just like pure wholesome gameplay. So I have like a big chunk of wholesome gameplay to separate from like the more drama sims that I have early on. But it just means I got less to talk about, obviously. But yeah, but this will call it for this one, just because I am struggling to get through it. We only have Bo Broke's household, and then we have the household with the Pleasant Boys and Ryan Pleasant in it, and then we have 3 Sims in college. So I only have 3 households left to do. So hopefully the next part will be more better to record. I do feel like I have rushed this a little bit, but I am literally like panicking that any moment my game is going to crash yet again. So I'm sorry if like I haven't gone into too much depth as I did with the other households, but at the same time these last households are like more of like the generic kind of happy-go-lucky family, so not much has been kind of happened to them other than just having a bunch of kids and you know what I mean, having a good life. But anyway, I will see you in the final part of my Pleasantview tour. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.